So this topic, I have a feeling, is one that's going to hit home for a lot of us. We are in my tiny house bedroom where we are going to talk about grief and sleep. Stay tuned. It's funny, I'm on my bed and every time I move it's like bouncing, so I'm trying to stay still so it doesn't bounce, but it's really hard. So if there's a little bouncing, I'm sorry. Okay. Try not to move. I'm a hand talker. It's really hard not to move. We'll try this. Okay. Is there anything worse than trying to catch some Z's when you're grieving? Not many, in my opinion. Sleep is one of the things that I've struggled with throughout my grief journey. If you can relate, drop a me too in the comments below. I have a feeling there's probably going to be a lot of us. You see, I have always been a terrible sleeper, but grief has taken it to a whole other level. So today I am sharing 5 tips that might help you kind of navigate the waters of grief and get a little more shut-eye during the process. Because trust me, a good night's sleep can work wonders for your mind and your body when you are grieving. So tip number 1 is developing healthy sleep habits. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you set up an environment that is conducive to sleeping. Experts recommend that you sleep in total darkness. So for me, my room's pretty small. The only thing I really do in here is sleep and get dressed. I do have shutters on the windows and it is pitch black when I'm sleeping, and that is supposedly the best way to do it. You don't want the lights of blinking gadgets and plug-ins to your wall and all that kind of stuff. So try to have it as dark as you possibly can. They say that the ideal sleeping temperature is somewhere around 64 or 65 degrees, which is pretty chilly for some people, but just kind of keep that in mind. If your room is too hot, it is definitely not conducive for that good sleep environment. Along with developing the healthy sleep habits, I know a lot of times I recommend taking a nap if you're tired, which is fine. It's absolutely fine to take naps. You want to try to keep them around 20 minutes in length. Anything longer than that, if you take a really, really long nap, it tends to disrupt you going to sleep in the evening and kind of disrupts that routine that you're setting up. You knew it was coming. I don't always abide by this one, but another good sleep habit is to get rid of those screens before bedtime. So the best way to do things is maybe wind down with a warm shower or a bath or reading a book, something that does not involve looking at a screen. Like I said, I don't always do this one because I tend to wind down with ASMR every night. I'm not necessarily watching the screen when I do that, but I do have sleep earbuds that I wear, so my phone is right next to me in the bed, and I set up a playlist of videos that it kind of runs through. I do turn my phone so that it is dark and it's not emitting light anywhere, so my room really is very dark. But yeah, I'm still working on the getting rid of screens thing. And lastly, you want to steer clear of coffee, any type of caffeine close to bedtime. I know some people say it doesn't have much of an effect on them, but for a lot of people that can kind of hype you up and make it much more difficult to wind down when you are ready to go to bed. Okay, tip number 2, move that body, folks. I know I say it all the time, and listen, I am not an exercise pro. I actually don't really like exercise all that much, but I know how important it is. So I say move your body and not exercise, because exercise can sound really daunting when you're grieving, but just moving your body throughout the day, getting up every little bit and walking around, taking a nice walk around your neighborhood, it can be very simple things, but the more you move your body, the more tired you are going to be in the evening when it is time to wind down. Bonus points for you if you move your body outside, because it is shown that just 20 minutes of sunlight can help regulate your circadian rhythms, which helps you create a better routine of falling asleep and waking up. Tip number 3, try journaling or meditation. I know some people kind of shy away from this because they are thrown out so often. Some people don't like the writing of the journaling, or, the feeling of meditation, or you have trouble controlling your thoughts. But give one of them a try. Really, the idea is kind of getting everything that's in your brain from your grief out somewhere else in the ether so that it's not kind of held up in your body. I am sure you know that when you are in grief, as soon as your head hits the pillow, so many thoughts start racing through your head. It is really, really difficult to quiet your mind when you are in grief. So journaling right before bed, this is actually something that I learned when I went to the mental hospital after my daughter died. One of the things that they had us do was a gratitude journal where at the end of every day, right before bed, you would write down 3 things that were good about your day. So it was like the journal of pleasant things is what I called it. And the idea is that it just helps end your day right before you sleep, kind of getting things out onto the paper and focusing on the positive. So you could try that, or even your negative thoughts, just getting them out onto paper can be really helpful. So you could give that a try. With meditation, a lot of times you can either meditate on your own, but if you find that you're having trouble controlling those thoughts, which I know I do, I really enjoy guided meditation. So you can find them online all over the place. Just look on YouTube for guided meditations. And you can put earbuds in and just listen to those. And if you follow the instructions, I find that hearing someone else talking helps me stay focused on the meditation more than if I'm just trying to do it on my own. Tip number 4, I knew I already mentioned it, but I'm making it an entire separate category, and that is ASMR. If you have not heard of ASMR, it sounds really bizarre when you first tell people about it, but it is basically people who are kind of whispering into the microphone and tapping on things and making noises and finger fluttering into the microphone, which again sounds kind of bizarre, but there's a ton of different kinds. My favorite kinds of ASMR, I do like the tapping sounds around the microphone and the different noises, but what I really enjoy are the role plays where people pretend to be something, like they'll pretend to be a teacher or a doctor or someone who's doing your makeup. I love the makeup ones. And they will talk to you like you are there with them. And I find that that really helps even more than meditation. It kind of takes my mind off of my grief, and I just try to really focus on what they are saying and talking to me about. And I try to really pretend that I am there with them. And the tingles and the kind of, weird feelings that you get in your ears from them tapping and whispering and things like that, for me, are just a bonus. They really just help almost to have someone talking at you so that your brain can kind of clear itself other than what they're saying. So give it a shot if you haven't. My favorite channel is Latte ASMR, but there are so many great ones out there, so just kind of find what you enjoy. If you do try ASMR and you haven't before, leave me a comment and let me know if you liked it or if you just thought it was too weird. I'm curious to see what people think about that. And lastly, tip number 5 is seek professional help if needed with your sleep. We all know that these are not normal circumstances when we are grieving. After Libby died, I had such trouble sleeping that I did go to my doctor and I asked for something to help me sleep in the evening, because it is so hard to function if you are getting absolutely no sleep at all, which is what happened to me. Some people are kind of the opposite, where they feel like they're sleeping all the time. That was definitely not the case for me. I definitely struggled with my sleep, but like I said, I always have. I was kind of like a Tylenol PM addict for a long time, where that was the only thing that would help me sleep. And I've used stuff to help me sleep even when I wasn't grieving. So when I was grieving, it just got extra bad. And I did ask the doctor for some help. I don't use anything now, so I was able to wean myself off of that. So I feel like there is not a problem at all with seeking the professional medications or assistance if you need it. Be careful, don't self-medicate. Please do not use alcohol to try to make yourself sleepy. Those are not healthy coping mechanisms. But if you're under a doctor's care and using something that's prescribed responsibly to help you sleep, then I don't think that there's any problem with that. Sometimes we just need that extra help when we are going through so much loss and devastation. All right, so there you have it. There are my 5 tips to help you get a better sleep when you are grieving. None of these are going to be immediate fixes. I always say that grief is a journey, not a destination. So try some things and see if they work for you. If they don't, try something else. If you're interested in the Journal of Pleasant Things, you can find that in the products under my store. It is totally free. You just put in your email address and you can download that. I also have other things on there that might be able to help you on your grief journey, so please feel free to check out my website at brookecarlock.org. I also have one-on-one grief support available. Of course, talking to someone about your grief and getting those thoughts out is really helpful for that sleep. So it helps kind of calm your mind if you talk to someone. I am here if you would like to do that. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, it would help me out so much if you would like the video, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment because it helps the algorithm. And as always, there is another video for you that is posted up here, so go ahead and check that one out, and I will see you there. Sending love and hugs, everyone. Till next week.